Nuthatch going in. She's quite a big price, I thought, daughter of Expert Eye. And the final one is going to be Grey Rosetta, who's just having a little bit of a think about it. First time hood for the daughter of a day on her debut. Reese Clutterbuck riding for Luke Dace. Right, let's get to Richard.
He's in, so by hook or by crook, we've got all 10 in, and they're off and racing. Slow and awkward away was Athena's Kiss in the early stages. Amongst those that show pace is Mcleen House, but grabs hold as Linwood Lad just crosses over, and the early pace is not strong. Giant and wide out on the course, Quiz in the red cap, and it's Quiz who's pulling hard, who disputes the early leading with Giant. At the back of the field are coming together there between Native Beach and Churchill Rose, as both were racing freely, as Giant it is who has the lead from Quiz in second place. Linwood Lad races in third, just ahead of Nuthatch, who's in the yellow jacket, racing in fourth place. In fifth is Mcleen House as they begin to take the turn. Behind these we have Native Beach, who's on the inside of Darlow Pride, Grey Rosetta being ridden along, and the last two are Churchill Rose and at the back of the field the slow starting Athena's Kiss. Pace gradually picking up, but it's been steady to this point. Giant leads on straightening by about half a length from Quiz in second, then Linwood Lad. Mcleen House in fourth place, white face towards the inside Native Beach, trying to improve on the inner with Nuthatch, and behind these Darlow Pride. Giant trying to kick on, Mcleen House angles for a run, dashing towards the inside is Native Beach, and Linwood Lad is still there with a chance, and Nuthatch also trying to improve down the centre. Mcleen House has got to the lead on the outside of Giant and is travelling strongly. Nuthatch is trying to join in, the three previous winners ahead of Native Beach. Mcleen House wandering off a true line. Giant is straight and true. Mcleen House coming back as the line approaches. Mcleen House just got up there despite the wobble in the closing stages. Giant, and then right on their heels were Nuthatch and Native Beach, and they were clear from Linwood Lad, who headed home the rest.
That was a lot closer than it appeared to be about a furlong out, as Mcleen House had a good think about things, didn't he, in that final half furlong, as Giant kept on gamely on the far side. In the end, Mcleen House, after being straightened out by David Probert, gets the job done. Looked like he was going to win by lengths and lengths, but in the end, it's only about a neck or so. 10 to 11 favourite does win, though, and really took the eye, didn't he, with the way he travelled through that race. On the bridle almost, coming past Giant, and then had a really good think about things. I'm not sure whether it was just greenness or whether he was almost going too well. Whatever it was, he certainly looked a little bit wayward. I thought a nice run from Nuthatch as well. She was a big price, daughter of Expert Eye, who won last time, but she's kept on straight and true and has had every chance, just not quite, I think, possibly at the level of the other two winners in the race. But at this point, Mcleen House hits the front, looks like he's going to go clear, and just looks as though he's drifting slightly towards the centre of the track, changes his legs as well. But I think David Probert looked as though he always had the race in safe keeping. But it was a little bit of a concerning time for punters who had piled into the odds-on favourite there. But look at the way he's travelling, so sweetly, so strongly, all over Giant, who was a winner last time at Chelmsford, and I think has run pretty well as well. And he's also set the pace from the front, which was a pretty slow one. So there are no excuses at all for Giant. He's had the run of the race. This head-on should be fairly interesting, actually. David Probert, yeah, just drifting towards the side. He has to correct his whip, doesn't he? And changing the legs there is the winner. But I think he's always looked as though he was going to get the job done. I mean, it did get a little bit harder than I think everyone would have thought. Linwood Lad, that was a decent effort, wasn't it, on debut? I thought travelled up really strongly on that far side. Possibly just found out by lack of experience, but that was a nice first start, I would say, and I'm sure Connections will be really pleased with that. Just on that far side, we can see Native Beach rattling home. That was much more like it, back to the form of the second at Chelmsford in his first start, some of footsteps in the sand. But really, it was all about the front three, all of whom won last time, and Mcleen House is the one who wins again. I think we're talking about a fairly smart horse here, and one who could thrive, I think, up to a mile and further in time. But I'll try and catch up with either David Probert or Andrew Balding to see what they think about Mcleen House.
Well, the favourite, Mcleen House, has got there in the end, but as you heard from Tom, it was a little bit scary in the closing stages. Primarily, I think, George, because he did do a little bit, perhaps when Oisin Murphy slowed it down. He probably did a little bit too much.
I think that was the reason why he didn't finish the race out as well as probably David felt he would do. When the pace eased going around the top bend, he latched on a little bit. And he just paid the price for it later on. He was much the best horse in the evening, and you can see David's going there very, very smoothly and just running a little bit on fumes later on. But again, he's made his ground at the hottest part of the race very smoothly. I thought it was a very good performance, and Richard Spencer's colt has stepped up as well. You know, yeah. That was massive step forward from the second horse as well.
Nuthatch has run well in the yellow colours for Jamie Osborne, but the horse in the green colours and the blue on the far side that you pointed out, Native Beach, he's finished just on the heels of the Principals.
Yeah, it was a much better run than the second time out. Something may have not been quite right after the second run because it's been off the track for quite a while, but they would be very encouraged with that, and you would have thought one of these sort of restricted novices would be there for the taking for him next time.
Yeah, the first 3 horses ahead of him have all won. Native Beach has run extremely well in behind those. Yes, they're giving him weight, but there's definitely a lot of promise in the performance of Native Beach. In behind, Mcleen House, winner of our second race at Kempton. That's a win for David Probert, Andrew Balding, in the colours of Richard Wilmot Smith, the son of Dream Ahead. His second win in 3 starts. Giant back in second. Nuthatch in third. 10 to 11 favourites. The winner, Giant second, 15 to 8. Nuthatch in third at 14 to 1. Just confirmed the time of Mcleen House, 1:27.63. There was clear evidence that Oisin Murphy just slowed things down when he got to the front on Giant, and that winning time